With it right here with who I started with me, something like I'm Spartan. It's going hard regardless. I'm from the 826 plus 5. Mo bitches, 8 Central Coast mob and suicide. Always arsonists. I step in the booth and cast. I gotta keep it lit. Engineer all my music. I work hard at this.
That's right, and we're back. We're back on Chicano Tube with that midday fix. Do me a favor, beautiful Linda Raza, man. Just hit that like. I'm gonna do a short video on this one. I wanna give an announcement though. We're gonna be live on Thursday night from Chicano Street Studios. We're gonna have Raymond is gonna be co-hosting with me. So shout out to Raymond. That's gonna be this Thursday night. That's gonna be at 7 o'clock, man. But I appreciate you guys, man. Do me a favor, man. Hit that like button. Or hit the thumbs down. It's called the chinga tu madre button. You could hit the chinga tu madre button. It's all to the good, man. I got thick skin. 1,000 videos won't hurt me. 1,000 memes won't hurt me. Nothing on virtual meta world is gonna hurt me, but it helps the algorithm, man. So I appreciate you guys, man. Let's go ahead and talk about that Hoodstocks interview that recently came out with Hector Jesus. It was very quite refreshing to hear another Chicano entrepreneur come online. Just like he said, you know, we're in California. We knew where we grew up, what neighborhoods we grew up in, and the stigmas, and how a lot of people see people like him, and a lot of people see people like me, right? They see the glory, but they don't know the motherfucking story on how it took to make 100 racks a month. Okay. Now I'm one of those cabrones. I don't like to talk about money. I don't like to talk about fucking 1,000 properties and portfolios and none of that shit, man. Because my mother raised me not to be a pinche creído. A pinche creído. So to me, if you got enough and you're happy, that's all it takes, right? But so it was refreshing to hear Hector Jesus's take on a couple things. One is I believe Hector Jesus's interview on Hoodstocks absolutely emphasized the number one issue when it came to the Raza November 5th. I know people are going to get their panties all up in a bunch, but at this point, me vale madre. At this point, me vale madre, because we're pointing out what the difference between men and we're pointing out the difference between boys. So November 5th, I told you cabrones, look, and it wasn't just me, it was a lot of other channels, okay? All these people that are saying, well, the brown people are backpedaling. I ain't backpedaling on shit. I ain't backpedaling that there's no more inflation. I ain't backpedaling that unemployment's going down. The economy was always the number one reason in order to focus on. But, you know, now it seems like we're in some kind of motherfucking humanitarian crisis. And all the brown crabs have come out now. All the brown crabs. And, well, if you don't stop the paisas from getting deported, then you ain't raza and all that other bullshit that nobody wants to motherfucking hear. Hey, you go and throw rocks. If you got the time to throw rocks all day, fuck it, you're a professional rock thrower. Go throw all the rocks in the world. But throwing rocks to cars ain't gonna change a single thing. So Hector Jesus's interview was very refreshing, man, just to hear entrepreneur. He was saying how people are gonna see him, right? And I related to him on all kinds of different levels. All kinds of different levels, right? I haven't seen the whole interview. I've only seen, I'm thinking about halfway done with the interview, but very refreshing, right? Because we can all be on the internet, well, in California, right? The podcasters, and just interview cholotes, man. Cholos aquí, cholos acá. I got shot 59 times. I got shot 110 times and did 50 drive-bys, and I did 100 years, and that shit's played out, man. That shit is old. I'm not saying there's not a lane for it, but fuck, how much are you going to beat the dead horse? Why aren't we giving information over to the people on how they can level up in their finances like I do every single day? Almost every phone call that your boy gets, someone needs financial help. I've been doing this thing already for many moons now, okay? Very refreshing interview. Pinchi compa. No, I don't think you're a dork, cabrón. You know, motherfuckers want to, you know, call names on the internet, right? On the internet, oh, you're this. But in real life, my clients love me. On the internet, you're that. But in real life, my family respects me. On the internet, you're this. But in real life, I'm a mogul inside my community and I do shit every single day the internet don't know about. I'm just one of those kind of cabrones. And I'm not knocking anyone that does this, man. I love when people do shit for the community. I absolutely do. That means they're selfless. Those are selfless people that are just wanting to help the community, like American Cholo. Okay, passing out backpacks and turkeys and all that stuff. Okay, that gets done. Blankets, clothes. I just joined another nonprofit organization, Teen Moms. So now it's like I got more work on my plate, helping teen moms through pregnancy. So all this stuff that I do, but not a single short, not a single reel, not a single post about it on the internet, because you motherfuckers are crazy on the internet. Half of you love me, and half of you hate me, and I don't give a shit about the ones that hate me, but I'm only logging online for my community. So he emphasized that the economy should always be our focus. Well, Mikey, you don't see what's going on the deportations. They're mad at Hector Jesus for saying the deportations are not our issue. So how does that, okay, what have I said on my show, right? I have said we're in a sweet spot as Chicanos, especially us, like me. I got dual citizenship, right, just to buy property in Mexico. But we're in a very sweet spot where all of our lives we seen La Migra hit and never gave a shit about it. I'm gonna keep it honest with you. Well, Mikey, you've never been through that. Oh, I never been through that. I've never been through my dad getting taken away and thrown to the border. Now, it wasn't as many times as Robert Garcia's dad. Okay, his dad got taken 8 times in a year. Okay, I think he broke the pinchy record. Okay, he got snatched up 8 times. Pops didn't get snatched up no 8 times, maybe 3 times is the most in one year. But am I gonna come on the internet, make a video crying, put a sad ass soundtrack behind it, this gut wrenching soundtrack that makes you, you know what those fucking videos are doing? If I have to be completely honest with the raza all the time, like I am all the time, is they're leading people to depression. They're leading people to anxiety. They're leading people to actually suicide, unaliving. They're leading, if people just turn the fucking internet on and all they see is negativity, I'm telling most of the farm workers turn this shit off, man. It's not our fight. I wouldn't say it the same as Hector Jesus that it's not our fight. I would just keep emphasizing the point that look, man, our parents made the effort for us to get here. We were born in the United States of America, the greatest country in the world. If it's not, there's the door. I mean, it's as simple as that. If it's Malaysia, if it's Russia, Kyle away. Grab the one-way ticket. Do your research first, though, okay? Do your research, because you might find out that you're going to go over there and get paid a fifth or a tenth of what you were making here, and maybe the cost of living is not too much different from what it is here, so just be astute. Anyways, we were born here. We got papers. We're seeing immigration happen, but now it's turning into, it's a humanitarian issue. Well, since when? Since when has immigration ever been a humanitarian crisis that the whole world must stop? No, it's not the whole world that must stop. It's a lot of activists that are putting that out there on the internet saying you must stop. And look what they're doing. I mean, it's already affecting, again, is it a good thing or bad thing? I leave that up to the people, man. I leave that up to the people. People are getting deported since the beginning of these laws. They've been getting deported. Does that mean, like Hector Jesus says, we shouldn't be on the grind, on the hustle? People are even posting right now on social media, I feel bad taking my summer vacation with all that's going on. And these are brown people, because every day they're logging on, they're hearing about deportation from the same people, which you're in a free country. If you want to come on and stress the raza out, stress the raza out all you want. I'm not for that. I'm for uplifting. I'm not for that. I'm for elevating the raza. I'm not for that. I'm for bettering and getting us in a better position. Now they're going to plan a 3-day strike. Okay. The farm workers, I've seen that circulating around. What is 3 days going to do? 3 days is not going to do shit but lose 3 days of wages to the farm workers that could have went out there and worked for 3 days. 3 days is not a strike. I'm sure there was some kind of negotiation. Whoever negotiated a 3-day strike with the farm workers, you negotiated that shit wrong. It has to be 30 days. People don't bleed. These financial reports that are monthly need to see a spike hit the floor, and it's going to take a 30-day strike to do that, not a 3-day strike. So I think that's a waste of time. I'm not saying people don't do what you got to do, Okay, if again, the internet is hanging off a cliff on deportations, I get it, man. I get it. But now they're mad at Hector Jesus, because Hector Jesus says that's not our fight. Now, another thing he's pointing out is, again, the professional rock throwers, right? People that just want to throw rocks. I get it. It sounds real noble, or I guess it looks real noble, right? Pull out a video and I'm throwing a rock. Well, now you got a TikToker that's doing 90 days at the Pentagon. That ain't shit. Now you got a TikToker for throwing rocks at the protest. Maybe he thought that was what the brown people do. That ain't gonna move shit. I mean, I'm not saying absolutely not. It's a free country. I always highlight what you can do in this country without the government knocking on your door, throwing you in a van, and then you disappear. Okay, I always highlight that. You can't do that in other countries. But anyways, so again, the immigration is a hot torch thing. Hector Jesus's interview, very, very refreshing. I want to ask the people this. Is that what you want to see? More entrepreneurs giving financial information and giving their stories, how they started from the gutter? Or you guys want to see a bunch of cholotes, man? Well, I was on the 4 and I did this and I did that, and that shit is as played out as the fucking Charlie Browns, man. Let's talk about this influencer, man, real quick, okay? His name is Junior, and they got him in 4K. Okay, 4K. And that's the sign language, K. My bad. The sign language, right? The Chicano comes out, right? The institutionalization comes out sometimes. They got him in 4K. Okay. And they got him chucking. It was a pinche piedrota, man. That rock that this dude threw era una pinche piedrota. So it was pretty much a cinder block, man. It looked like it was a broken cinder block or a broken piece of concrete, right? Look at the rock he has in his hands. Think about it if it was you. Think about it if it was your wife. Think about it if it was your son or daughter. Think about if they're walking down the street or whatever the situation is and they get hit by at least what looks like a 1 to 2 pound piece of concrete. And of course, momentum, once he launches it, momentum of the throw and then it coming down is going to cause it to go it's going to cause it to hurt a whole lot more and bust some shit open, some skulls and all kinds of shit, right? What would you think if you got hit with that? It can happen. You're just tossing it in there. Hey, we're emotionally. I get it, man. This thing of deportations is on a 2400 watt kicker amplifier, man. And I'm talking about this 2400 RPS clean watts. Okay. This thing is getting amplified and it's not going to stop. Why is it getting amplified? Because I told you motherfuckers, man. I told everybody. I said November 5th means January 20th is going to happen. It means what politicians are going to do. And I'm not going to cite the camp that I know is doing it, because then you're going to fucking be like, well, fucking Mikey, you're CNN and you're Fox, and fuck all that. Okay, I'm about God, family, cultura. I'm about making money, setting my kids up for the future. And if we really want to talk about power, a 3-day strike ain't gonna get us the power. That just it ain't gonna stop ICE raids. But anyways, that's a whole nother subject. This TikToker Junior, look, he's throwing shit because he got the time right now. The outfit that he's wearing when he's throwing that rock, That outfit right there, that is a uniform that I remember anyone that ever wore that kind of outfit, that combination, pants and tank top, just like him, was with the absolute business, and you wouldn't want to fuck with. It's not 2025 where now people are just going to wear whatever they want. We'll talk about that Thursday. I don't want to get too much into that. When I get Raymond, okay, because Raymond is from the old school time. We're not that old, cabrones, but you know what I mean, right? He went to high school in the 90s. I guess it's when the period you went to high school, right? If you went to high school in the 80s, and fuck it, you just wore nothing but a bunch of mohawks and fluffy, puffy hair, and that was your generation. You're from the fluffy hair, mohawk, fucking wearing long coats and dressing different. 80s shit. 90s is different, right? Um, Anyone that I seen wear what that pinchy youngster junior was wearing was with the business. So I get it why Chicana Smile says she ain't down with people just wearing that outfit. Okay, aside that, people are saying, did the dude PC up? Most likely, yes. But so what? Who gives a fuck, right? That's jail shit. Jail shit stays behind jail shit. I mean, what are we doing out here talking about that shit or trying to apply that shit to the streets? It don't make no motherfucking sense. But anyways, back to the subject, right? He's throwing a large concrete pinche piedra that could potentially either end someone's life or put someone in critical condition in the ICU or cause GBI, great bodily injury. If he has no record because the kid is he's an influencer. Most of these influencers are softer than Charmin. The only way they stick their chest out is because of their followers, and that makes them forget about reality. That I'm just a softer than Charmin toilet paper character, right? Anyways, I think he's just gonna get 90 days, gente. So calmate. If you guys like the dude Junior, you follow the guy, hey, that's fine. You know what I mean? Then you're into whatever he does, right? Um, Wears different clothes, right? One day he'll be wearing Ben Davis, and the next day he will be wearing high heels. No serio. No, serio. I'm not saying that to make you laugh. Uh, that's crazy. He'll be wearing Ben Davis one day, all tarantado out. And then the next day, he'll be in a dress. I'm serio. So again, but people on the internet, politically correct. Oh, Mikey, are you saying anything about rainbows? No, I'm not. I don't give a shit who you go to bed with. I could care less who you go to bed with, just like you should fucking care less who people voted for and all this other bullshit that people want to fight and argue about, right? And some of these cabrones, oh man, I got too much to say. I got too much to say. Let's save that over for the Thursday night show with Raymond. But as far as let's wrap it up with Junior, okay? Let's go back to Hector Jesus because that was a good interview, right? Not good if you're the kind of cabron that just wants to hear war stories. Let me hear war stories, tough guys, and all this. California's just like that, man. I get it. We're the only state that the podcasters are gonna they're gonna podcast in tank tops, all blasted up and shit. When you see a podcaster and he's all blasted up and he's got a tank top on or maybe no shirt, you know he's from California, right? But we gotta bring points up that are gonna cause the people to evolve, man. Immigration, that's not the Chicanos fight, man. Well, you're not for the brown people. Who are you to tell anybody that they're not for the brown people? Who are you? You're just another brown person, possibly. So what gives you more? Well, you never been to, again. I'm like Gold Toes. I'm probably well, I'm not on the level as Gold Toes, I'll tell you that, but I think I look at things the same. Why do you think Gold Toes, okay, one of the greatest iconic moguls in Northern California rap history, why do you think Gold Toes has not put his whole story out there? People don't know Goldto's story. I know part of it because of the town. The town right here is like the Mecca, it's headquarters. Everyone knows of Salinas in Northern California, so we know everything that's going on. But Goldtoes is not going to put the complete story out there until it gets to the Netflix documentary level, and then he can sell that for a great, great penny. People just see Goldtoes as, wow, he's just, this and that and money and money and money. Wait till you see the whole story. Wait till you see the whole story. But I'm like him, thinking about it like, why haven't I put all my shit out there on the internet? Well, because most of it was loser shit, and it was a complete waste of time, and that's not where I'm at now. I'm like Hector Jesus. It don't make dollars, it ain't making sense. But if we want to talk about political power, like with American Cholo, he just it's politics a lot. Most of the channel is politics on American Cholo. If you want to talk about politics, it's gonna be a 30-day strike to make anybody bleed. Minimum. Minimum. We gotta see it on the it's not a 3-day strike, it's not even gonna show up on the financial statement. That's not even a dip. That shit ain't even going down. Positivity doesn't sell. That's right, my boy. I appreciate you, cabron. That's right, cabron. That's right, cabron. Hector Jesus is refreshing because he puts himself in the position of a Chicano, man. That's here, that's a citizen, and they're trying to gaslight and torch the shit out of us, thinking deportations are some kind of crisis that's happening right now to the brown people. But we've been seeing the fucking migra take people for years and years and years. So separated stories, you're gonna see a lot of motherfuckers getting snatched out of taco trucks. Fucking that one viral painting from Lalo Alcaraz. I showed that on the last show. It's showing a street pinchy ice cream vendor. Which I was just telling my brother-in-law the other day. My brother-in-law, I was telling him the other day, I said, we used to knock off those ice cream guys more than anything. I know a couple partners that went to YA, and all they were doing was knocking off ice cream guys. But now we got brown activists on the internet. You ain't brown, and all this trying to be the judge and jury of who the fuck is brown and who is not. None of these cabrones, I don't give a shit if you got 10 million followers, are gonna tell me what to do or that I'm not brown enough or not. I'm probably more Mexican than you because I got a Mexican birth certificate. Do you? Now, anyways, let's go back to the Hector Jesus thing. He was spitting game. I've only heard half of it, but it's very, very refreshing. Shout out to Lucky Sun Tzu for putting him on and bringing him on. That way he can articulate all of his endeavors, his beginnings. Of course, in the beginnings, it's not, it's not this crazy old, youngster growing, catching shootings and going to YA and all this crazy shit. That's not his story. But where he's at is very admirable. Where he's at is it is a result of all of his pinchy hard work and choosing what are his battles and what is not. It's not popular to come on the internet if you're brown or you call yourself a brown influencer or raza Chicano. Like this is a Chicano channel, and primarily our demographic is California, right? So primarily my demographics on Chicanos, right? It's not going to be popular for you to come on here and be like, look, man, the paisa's getting snatched up. That's never been our beef, man. And it's the same shit now. Now you have Hector Jesus that said the same shit. Oh, Mikey, you say paisa. You don't say paisa. Well, maybe you don't say paisa, man. Maybe you don't say that. Maybe you don't even fucking like that word. Maybe you're gonna get deep on me all of a sudden when you came up from the street saying the same shit. Maybe even worse. Maybe even worse. And saying the same shit. But now you want to come on the internet and act all fucking holy roller. Calmate, man. Calmate with that shit, man. So, anyways, do if we want to do something about families getting separated, people getting snatched up and all that, then it's time to unite. If you're not going to unite and you're just going to attack other brown people, then you are exactly the problem as well. Not my bad, Hector. Let me just do a quick little audio check. Oh, my bad. All right, that's right, cabron. Let me just do let me do a quick little audio check just to make sure, man. My phone's blowing up like AT&T Central. ACB Chemistry, that's right, cabron. I appreciate you, man. Lalo is a good dude in real life. I don't know who that is. Homie Hangouts in the casa, man. I always got to show respect over the homie Hangout, man. He's another one whose opinion very articulate, very intelligent, whose opinion I highly respect, man. So shout out to the homie Hangout. I'm missing a lot of comments, but it's because I want to get this shit across, man. Okay. John E says, "What is the outcome of what you're speaking of?" Whatever. Look, if immigration is the issue, well, first off, DACA would have been history. They tried 3 times again. If I say which president, people get mad and panties all up in a bunch and shit. They tried 3 times. All they had to do was just compromise, which is money. And it's not like these fucking politicians are really getting affected by the same policies they're voting on. It's not like that, okay? Because the governor of California, okay, enforcing the rules during the COVID, okay, they couldn't go to school, but his kids went to private school. Okay. No one can go enjoy vacations in public places, but that motherfucker was in Montana. Again, the rules are for thee, not for me. So if we're talking about how we can get our voice to be heard, then unity is the only answer. Unity, 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 unity. That's it. Well, Mikey, the rest is I don't want to hear. But we don't want to hear that, right? It was real refreshing. Nino America's in the casa. That's right, cabrón. I appreciate it. Nino America. We got a couple clips that went viral. Nino America's like, killed by an illegal alien. Killed by an illegal alien. He said that shit like 6 times. I'm like, fucking Nino, man. You're going to plant that flag and you're going to fucking, go for broke. 10 toes down, cabrón. Hey, love the flag too, cabrón. It is what it is. And then I asked Nino America, I said, hey, what do you think about, I think I asked him one time, black eyes of America, right? And then Nino responded one time, America ain't got no black eyes. I only use that word when someone is from where I'm at. Look, again, it's, people can take things how you want to. And I read your other comment. You're talking about past beefs and all that other shit. My word is my word. And I'm glad I said it out publicly. That way you guys could hold me accountable. On January 1st, I said, this is not a rinse and repeat because I'm even leveling up, not just in my own personal life. My goals are different every year in order for me to show progress. But I also wanted to level up in the internet world. Or else I could just be one of these motherfuckers talking shit, making thumbnails on other people and going for it if it was a numbers game. I'm not saying I'd be Mr. Important or anything like that. I'd put on like Mr. Capone. I'll put on an image, right? The dude's from Pakistan, but hangs around with Mexicans and wears nothing but Charlie Browns and shit like that. That's an image. It's really not who he is. When he goes home, he fucking eats falafels and all that shit probably. Or when he was a kid. But anyways. So no beefs. I got no beefs with no one. Well, you used to call someone, yeah, well, even if I threw chingazos with the guy, which has never been to that level on the internet, I've still am man enough to be like, we handle that shit like men. Like I've seen old ops on the streets. I've seen old ops in the mall. You know what I mean? And we used to laugh. It was crazy. I'm gonna put a members only story about when I was in a camp. And that one's gonna trip you out. When I was celled up with an op. If I remember, I'm gonna put that in the members only today, cabrones. I need someone from the members only to remind me the story about being celled up with an op at camp. Machete or Daniel Salazar or Gonzalez. Someone remind me in the members only, okay? I'm gonna give you guys that story. But my word is my word, bro. So I got no issues. Anyone saying, hey, you used to do something like that, just trying to bring up bullshit, and I get it, man. I made it. I created it. Now the videos aren't down. The videos are going to be on the internet. I'm not going to erase videos. It is what it is, right? Homie Hangout, that's right, cabrón. It makes sense. Look, the only thing that's going to make sense is us looking at our situation and how we're going to better it. As far as Mexicans, okay, our parents decided to come here not for no reason. They weren't just shooting in the dark. If not, they'd head to Brazil or fucking go somewhere else, Central America or something. The reason they came here was for us to make intelligent decisions, not try to fucking rewrite things, but use the systems. You know, people get mad at someone, oh, you don't pay taxes. They go after politicians for not paying taxes. But the tax codes are the ones they should be mad at, because I work with clients who 1031 all of their money and have nothing in their name and have done smart shit with their finances, man. Again, adapting. All we've doing is adapting. Our parents will be proud of that. Mijo, I could already see both of my parents in the sky looking down, man. I just came back. Oh, man, shit. I had a moment last weekend, gente. I had a moment, man. I'm not talking about I got emotional, a la chingada, right? No, no, no. I had a moment last weekend where I was like, look where I was, man. I was sitting inside a Ford 270. I was stretched out, not forever, low double digits, but I was sitting there and I told myself, in the worstest, most highest of stressful situations, if I can make it out of here, there is nothing I can't do. There is no one that's going to intimidate me because they ain't been through what I've been through. And I went over to a Bel Air. A seller contacted me from Bel Air. People be like, oh, Mikey, you know, you're Chicano, you got tattoos. And no, the internet's the only one that gives a fuck about that. Not my clients in real life. What they like is what I do. Not bullshit on the internet and talk and all this other cotorreo, right? I had a moment thinking about how I went from that to this. Could I have done that in any other country? Again, people are going to be like, victim. Yeah, I'm the victim. I'm the victim. I ain't no one's motherfucking victim, man. I'm not saying I never got a calentada by the police. No, I caught the nightstick more than once at the PD station. More than once I got calentadas, but back then they had no cameras, or if they did, trust me, that footage is never coming to light. If anyone, like my father, he hated law enforcement. He hated them. I mean, serio. Not only did he get taken for several violations, but he just hated them, period. I could have took the same chip, anger, issues, and triggers that my father had. But I said, you know what? That's my father. I'm my own person. So I'm going to be thankful that he came here. Now, what am I going to do? I had a little moment in the Bel Air neighborhood where I was like, shit, man, I'm in Bel Air. Man, that was a trip, man. That was a trip, man. But again, like Hector Jesus, do people want to hear people like me? Do people want to hear people like Hector Jesus on the internet? Or do they want to hear gangbangers and gangbanger stories, man? And I'm talking about in California, because that's our fucking demographic, right? California podcasters, right? In my story, we could talk about both. Now, I told you guys we're setting it up. Once I get invited and we get our 15 minutes of fame, then I'm going to have to put a lot of members only shit out there. I'm going to have to, because I want the podcast that invites me to get clips. I want them to get fucking content. So I'll put all of the grimy shit out there, but not without emphasizing how grateful I am that my parents came to this country, and how I snapped out of it and finally said, you know, I got to become something that my children could eat off my cheese, instead of, because that's a tribute to my parents who broke their backs all their lives just so I can gangbang it and catch it toward middle age. No, 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 no. It's going to be better. We're doing things a whole lot more on a higher level than our parents. Absolutely. If not, we're staying stuck. We're fighting la fucking migra. Our parents fought the migra. Now we're going to be fighting the migra. I don't know. Maybe they'll take that youngster into federal custody, you know, and stuff like that. Maybe he'll be a fashionista in the pen. Oh, man, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. The fucking comments are going wild. All right, let me give my last thoughts. While the comments are shooting shots and fucking fierros and balazos and all these internet shots, it's all good, man. My last thoughts on Hoodstocks. Gracias to Lucky, man. Thank you, Lucky, for bringing entrepreneurs that are Chicanos on the podcast, that are really about evolving the people and are going to speak from the heart without any kind of reservations. I appreciate that, Lucky. Gracias for that. I got to finish the second half of the interview, you guys. Thursday night, we're going to have Raymond. Raymond's going to be back in the studio. We're going to do one-on-one. He'll co-host it with me. We'll go over everything. You guys sent me about 30 IG stories from different, IG pages. I appreciate you guys. I incorporate those always into the lives. We'll talk about the Giants-Dodgers game that me and Raymond went to, the best one of the series, which was game one, and everything else that we got to talk about, everything that we've been talking about right here, man. So, and then don't forget, we got open sparring that's happening September 13th in Southern California. I'm at Homie Hangout. If you're available, cabron, Kyle way. Homie Hangout. If you're available, you got the invitation. You know what? All my day oneers have the invitation. If you guys are day oneers for Chicano Tube, you have the private invitation. Reach out to me on IG, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, but you can't DM on YouTube. You could drop a comment, but or go back to my Chicano Street Studio videos that have the phone number at the bottom on the corner of the video, and then you could text that number. That's the phone line and that's the text line. If you want to be there in Southern California to see Snowman get down, Mile High Hustle get down, Cholo Trucker has just joined the stable, and I know why. Cholo Trucker, you can't stay awake out on. I know you can't. You see Chingazo's way, and you cannot stay away if they paid you. 60-second rounds. I'm thinking no headgear because I got a lot of messages. Oh, Mikey, why are you putting headgear? I don't know, way. I don't know. You can still catch a little mouse with headgear, so I don't know. So anyways, the headgear is gone. It's going to be a live event. And then you guys that messaged me to meet Loca, okay, maybe. I don't know. I can't promise you anything, okay? But why don't you message Loca? Why are you messaging me? Oh, I just want to meet Loca. I'm like, come on, cabron. So Loca's going to be in the house. Maybe she'll pull up with other people. And it's going to be a vibe, man. There's going to be a backdrop, the content creator series of fighting one. People are going to be shooting videos, photos, but everyone's going to be live. So what I'm thinking is Mile High, if you're still here, I kind of thought of a little breakdown. I thought about 1 to 2 vlogging. Which is taping up, going to different fighters, talking to different fighters, and just vlogging. I'm talking about going live. I'm thinking about maybe 2 to 3 all chingazos. I run mine with you. I run mine with him. I run mine with Snowman. I run one with Cholo Trucker. I'm going to put myself on the poster too. I was just waiting for a little bit more ink, cabrones, because right now it's like chest and shoulder and arm a little bit. I kind of wanted to even it out. I got 2. I told, man, shout out to Mums. I told him, book me, cabron. You got to get me back to back. So I got 2 sessions back to back now. I think I'll take a photo after that. That'll be August 7th and 8th. I'm going to be at the ink shop with Mumbles. And so if you want to, all of you guys that are day oneers, remember, no weirdos, none of that weirdo shit, okay? None of that shit, okay? Like with the tattoo artist, none of that weirdo shit like with the tattoo artist, okay? Matter of fact, let me say this about the tattoo artist. What's crazy is that I've seen a lot of cabrones over there commenting that are okay with a 40-year-old man sticking his shit inside of a 16-year-old. That says a lot about you. It's turning into a fucking cult over there. It's turning into a cult. And I never said anything bad about Norbies, but at this point, Norbies, you're fucking all swallowed up and brainwashed in the cult way. It just is what it is, but I get it. He's your homie and all that, but that shit is a cult. Now, but it's not the streets, it's the internet. Because if it was the streets, he wouldn't even... Anyways. But it's the internet. You could be, popular on the internet. But anyways, no weirdos. No one that can't be in public. I just no more. I've dealt with those cabrones already. They hit my gate money. They hit my overall pocket. And the last pendejo fucking pulled a little pinta move and started sending huilas to fucking everyone before going against everything we agreed to just to fucking protect his name. Okay, so that pendejo, I'm done with him because, plus it's just the way he sounds. I'm like, fuck, bro. It just, you got to evolve, man. Shit. America says American Cholo backpedaling big time. What is he backpedaling on, bro? Before you go, what is he back? And I'm not saying that he is, okay? I'm not saying that he is, but what have you heard? Because people have accused me, Nino America, of of backpedaling because all the farm workers where I'm at, bro, that I got a few properties, right? Maybe more than half of them are completely farm workers, like 95%. That means I just, I get the tax credit and I just subsidize it, right? But I talk to them every single day. And so, not too many, but some are still undocumented. And it's just the issue of people that have been here a long time, not getting their day in court because immigration systems are backed up and it's all fucked up. That's what I don't agree with, but that's my angle on why we should unite and pull some power over here. I'm not talking about we want free shit. I'm not talking about we want to milk the system. I'm not talking about generational Section 8. We're going to talk about that on Thursday. Generational Section 8 and generational welfare. I'm not talking about none of that shit. I'm just talking about, damn, people can't get their day in court and now they're getting snatched up, man. That's crazy. But let me know what you think it is, man. Look at one of my members only just stepped in the building. Little Mike, I got another story. Remind me, carnal. Text me. You got my direct number. Celled up with an op at camp. I want to tell that story. These stories come to me and I forget to record them for the members only, man. Celled up with an op at camp. All right. Jose Rogan says, why are you trying to quedar bien con... Look, bro, I ain't trying to quedar bien con nada, man. A mí todos me vale, güey. We're on the fucking internet, bro. How much do you put on this internet shit? How much really do you put? Because this is not reality, bro. Anyone could go. Look at the youngster junior, the TikToker. He's wearing Benz, fucking size 58s, all creased up in a tank top and a brim hat. In my days, if he wore that shit, that motherfucker's getting jammed up. I mean, it's all bad. I mean, he's gonna find out. He's gonna have to earn those pants. So, yeah, there's the difference between the internet and what real shit is, cabrón. So, but me, lucky I sent him the private invitation. He hearted it, and that's it. You think I'm trying to spend my life fucking getting attention or dick riding or anything like that, bro? You got it twisted, bro. I'm taking the family to Vegas. Then when we get back from that, I'm taking them to Paso to the water park. Then when we get done with that, back to school. It's just living life, bro. Living life, man. I'll step back from this internet shit for a couple months, come back and find the same shit, man. Brown people fighting against other fucking brown people, man. Well, you voted for this. Well, you're not for this, and you're not that, and you're not brown enough, and brown, 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 brown. I like to talk about brown issues, but we're gonna come objectively thinking from a Chicano's point of view, not from no one else's point of view. Maybe you can relate. Maybe you can relate. Corso 757 is in the casa. That's right, my boy. I appreciate you, man. Feeling the heat with his viewers. His numbers are down. I don't think he's doing it for the numbers, bro. I think he's pretty much got a platform that's established and it's like a business. He's not trying to start up a business. It's not a startup that he's got. He's already got the shit oiled like a machine. And so I don't come and do this shit for anyone except my supporters. So if I'm going to kick some game, go to live at Chicano Street Studio, do open sparring free for the people and invite all the content creators so everyone can see it, it's for the people, man. 100%. It's for the people, man. Conrad, that's right, cabron. I appreciate you, man. Level Michael Myers, where you been, my boy? Level Michael Myers. We still got a couple months left, cabron, but what are your thoughts on Hoya trolling boxers? It's funny and he's not wrong. It's funny, but he's kind of mamon funny to the point where, bro, he's got grown-ass children and he's dancing around in a thong. It's just, I mean, again, it's just people are different, right? He's Oscar de la Hoya. East LA, grew up, Olympic gold medalist, sixth division world champion. So he's definitely carved out a legacy for him. But the dancing in a thong when you got grown-up children on social media that most of the people are going to go on their fucking pages and say, look at your dad, is something that I wouldn't do to my children. But that's just me, bro. That's just me. That's not saying I got more game than him, more street IQ. That's just me, man. But as far as trolling boxers, if you're a promoter, trolling boxers limits your bag. It limits your bag. It absolutely does. What the fuck is a real promoter that is by the book, that is an elite promoter on that level with Heyman and everyone, right? PBC. What is he going to be doing in front of a camera talking shit about other boxers because they talk shit about him. That's weak. That's being weak-minded. If anyone can control you emotionally by saying something, doing something, not doing something, then you are emotionally weak. You've got to let that go. God got me anyways. Everything that happens to me is ordained. The steps of a righteous man are ordered by the Lord. Either I believe that or I don't. If I do believe that, what am I doing that's just not going right? Someone's talking shit about me. I got to react and all this other shit. Now, Hector Jesus, going back to that, he responded to Mr. Capone, you ain't Mexican and all that. I ain't on that tip. You know, he's bringing shit up because, like he said, he's trying to catch the algorithm. I've said some shit to catch the algorithm too, man. I had some people get mad at me because I said a Chicano that doesn't speak Spanish is like a middle of the mall chain. Fake as fuck. I didn't say the fake as fuck part though, right? That caught the algorithm. That went by 100,000 views on TikTok and all that shit, right? It was for the algorithm, right? Because maybe some of my partners didn't even speak Spanish and they were probably browner than me, but it's because they're second, third, fourth generation pochos already, right? And not that weirdo pocho. Not that weirdo pocho that has fucking birthday pictures of him on the internet and sticking plugs inside his body. Not that pendejo. HCB Street, how do you expect people to fight back? Bro, it's like it's wasted energy, bro. Because a protest ain't gonna do shit. Neither is throwing rocks at the cops. It ain't gonna do shit. How do we do it? I feel bad to say this, but the honest truth is that the people that say they're representing the people don't even want to fix the problem, bro. We're putting people in office that don't want to fix the problem, but they're promising us when we vote for their cabrones that they were going to fix the problem. And it's nothing new, bro. It's just a different fucking name at the White House, bro. What's new? The same people that are making a humanitarian crisis about immigration right now were the same ones that were quiet when a cabron threw more people out of the country than ever. Now I get it. Oh, well, Mikey, revoking Title 42 and, treating people with honor and dignity is better. That don't negate the fact that they're gone. They're gone. More people have been thrown out before. So, again, Hector Jesus, refreshing interview, man. I appreciate him. But the people can fight back when the representatives, we can make a loud bark on YouTube. And I've been trying to, bro. You don't think me squashing beefs, that has part to do with it, bro. Squashing beefs, me is like, hey, we can't get shit done. And we're the few channels that do something outside this YouTube thing. And we can't get shit done. We're throwing pedradas back and forth, man. Or menos, throwing pedradas at the fucking cops and shit. There's going to be a lot of people start getting snatched up. I don't know if they're going to send them to the feds or they're going to stay in the county jail because they're getting snatched up by federal officers and they're throwing things at federal officers. But I don't know if that's a Fed. Maybe Homie Hangout can answer that question. Is that a Fed crime offense or is that a state offense, local offense? I don't know. Maybe the Homie Hangout can let us know that. But I think there's going to be a lot more people in the county jail saying, what you in here for, bro? Bro, I fucking threw that boulder at that ICE agent and all that other shit. Oh, yeah? Yeah, well, what are you looking at now? Fuck, bro, they want to strike me out. Then I want all the activists on Instagram to send that person all the money, take care of their family, take care of their children. Are the Instagram influencers going to do that? I'll hold. JC says, we can't do shit. They got Alligator Alcatraz. 44 Vato, you know we're going to talk about you this Thursday, 44 Vato. We got to talk about that fake news that was proven way. I know you're trying to spin it, 44 Vato. Okay, Chicano he's another Chicano like Mile High out of Denver. I know you're trying to spin it way and they're talking shit about me, but they got you, bro, in 4K, cabron, saying they put the biggest alligators over there in Florida to have fucking carne asadas with anyone in custody, bro. Okay. They got you in 4K, bro. So we're gonna have to talk about that. I'm gonna have to put my foot on the gas on that 44 vato. We'll talk about that this Thursday night, cabron, because they got the fake news in 4K. Wait, we can do shit. Imagine all the Rasta channels getting together. Powerful. It's just sad. There's so much division. Bro, it's never been more divided, way. I mean, I'm still hanging on, way. It seems almost hopeless, but it's not. But it almost hopeless. There's never 100% complete loss of hope. Not to me. Not as long as there's rational people that are intelligent and can have conversations. Never. Never. But it's never been more divided, bro. And you know what it is some weak ass middle school, high school shit, bro. You said this. You dropped the video. You did a reaction. You sent this person some weak ass shit. And I get it. I'm not saying, hey, don't be offended or don't fucking hold grudges until the casket drops. You do you. I don't hold shit, man. I gotta sleep at night. That's why all my clients, they love me because I tell them the truth. I say, if I can't help you, I'm going to let you know. I don't want to waste your time and mine. That's what I tell my clients. We'll know in 10, 15 minutes if I can help you. If I can't, I'm good. But anyways, yeah, it's been more divided. I just wish people were bigger. You know what I mean? Like me, I ended up calling American Cholo Show. I just called it one day and I said, look, Gil, I apologize for acting my shoe size. It is what it is. And I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Accept it or not, I'm moving on. And he accepted it. And I was glad that he did, man. Because it's way out of character. You gonna do video? We're fucking fighting with videos nowadays? Are you kidding me? Come on now. They're throwing videos, man. We're throwing videos at each other. Calmate, man. How old are we, man? Kick back, man. Super Mario 81. You're from 81, cabron? I'm from 81, way. When were you born, way? I'm January 14th. I'm January 14th of 81, Natividad Hospital in Salinas, way. I was born in the morning around breakfast time, way. And right in the heart of the Alisal, which is nothing but raza, man. Hold on, man. I'm getting a pinche chicle. There it is. If you were illegal, a lot of people don't like that word, way. Watch out. Cancel Super Mario 81. He said something wrong. Cancel him. All the brown people, all the brown activists on IG. Cancel Super Mario. No, te cancel. Put a mamada, way. I've already gotten that shit too for saying illegal. But I find myself saying both words. I asked the homie Hangout on a town hall about that. He said it's all semantics. He's saying you could use either or. They're synonymous with each other. So illegal, undocumented, but I get it. There's brown people that are saying indigenous. We got to go back to our indigenous roots. But you got Spanish blood in you. You know that, right? No, I get it. Okay, we got to go back and build temples again and sacrifice people. But you are Spanish, right? I'll hold. If you were illegal, you would be here too. Wait, no te hagas. Yeah, like I said, you know what the Bible says? By the grace of God, I am what I am. The Apostle Paul said that. Apostle Paul said that. You're right, bro. I could have been Scottish wearing a fucking kilt, bro. Like a little miniskirt kilt every day. I could have been German, Russian. I didn't choose to be Chicano, to be born in Salas, my father in Michoacan, my mom in Jalisco, be 52% indigenous, 47 Spanish, 1% Africano. My DNA results. I didn't choose none of that, bro. I could have been Africano. I could have been fucking born in the Congo, like Mike Tyson, you know. Well, he has Congo lineage. He was born here, but yeah. So what I tell people is this is not the brown fucking supremacy channel where everything brown. I tell the raza, not everything brown is good for brown. You got to stop voting because that cabron has a last name Lopez. And we vote for Lopez. We got a pendejo over here up in he comes through in campaigns all the time. Robert Rivas all the time. This guy, again, we're getting into politics, man. But yeah, you're right. I wouldn't be here, bro. I'd be in Ireland or Scotland or wherever. You know, America says I'm celebrating deportations. It was an awesome 4th of July. You mean when there was a couple camps that got hit? I got some clips, man. I just, man, I've been with the family, enjoying the summer. But this Thursday night, we're going to have Raymond come on the podcast. And then after that, we're going to have another episode of Chicano Street with Oompa, the biggest promoter in NorCal. That's what Goto said. What am I keep doing what you're doing, Carnal Via Chicano too? I appreciate you, my boy. Again, I appreciate that you understand where I'm coming from, way. We're Chicanos. We grew up here. Again, a lot of people see me like this and they'll think I'm Hector Jesus too. A fucking dork. A fucking dork. That's cool. I'd rather be a dork, man. The square life, that's for me. The square life, that's for me. The action is too much action, okay? Action Jackson. Too much action, okay? I don't want to see no more action, okay? I'd rather just see it on videos on the internet like everyone else. People get twisted and think it's raza, all kinds of illegals out here. I get it, bro. At the end of the day, every country has borders. Every country has immigration laws. And Mexico's immigration laws might be worse than the United States, but no one wants to say that, right? But here we are, man, causing scenes, burning down fucking our community, thinking this is how our voice is gonna get heard, and it's counterproductive. I've been saying that since day numero uno. That's why Hector Jesus' interview was very refreshing. Like I was hearing myself, cabrón. Junior caught a Fed case. Damn it, man. But I heard the Feds are like country clubs, man. I heard they go over there and play tennis way for 6 months or a year. I don't think they're gonna. I mean, they're still overcrowded. I mean, there's still overcrowding issue in the Feds. The state, that you know what the state does is they change the laws when they want to release a bunch of people, and then they change the laws when they want to, get the offenders to go back in for longer stretches to secure that money and make sure they're sitting on those fucking racks for years. So I've seen them do both to that, bro. It just is what it is. Nino, do you celebrate how people are being treated? Talk about alligator Alcatraz. We're gonna talk about that on Thursday night, man. I don't know. I might open up the phone lines. I want to see what you guys have to think. Alligator Alcatraz, but 44 vato, you got caught with fake news in 4K, my boy. We're gonna have to talk about that. I know you're kind of downplaying it. They're talking shit about me. You got caught in 4K, cabron. Is that the North Carolina about the? I've only heard half of the interview on what Cali should do. No, he's talking about raza. He's talking about Chicanos. He's talking about the fight with immigration. He said this, and Hoodstocks clipped it. He clipped it for a reason. Hoodstocks clipped it. He said the fight with immigration was our parents' fight, not our fight. That means it's kind of like your parent, se murió crossing the Rio Grande and this crazy old fucking scene where imagine you had the story, bro, that you found out your parents, murieron, they passed away in the fucking river trying to get to the country, right? And like Moses, they had you wrapped up like a little baby and boom, they left you on the shore somehow, and you fucking lived. Would you, in honor of your parents' memory, would you fuck off your life, throw it away, and do bullshit, stupid shit? Or would you pay tribute to them, level up, smash through walls and financial goals, and bring prosperity to all of your generations after to honor their effort to get you here? What would you do? What would you do? Miss Green Eyes in the casa. I appreciate you, amiga. She's another day oneer. I appreciate you, Miss Green Eyes. Gracias, man. Yeah, that was a great interview. I'm talking about this is Chicanos entrepreneurs, kind of like myself, right? That are coming on here. It might not get all the views in the world because we're trying to level people up. Negativity sells, positivity doesn't. But it was a refreshing interview where I got to hear a lot of insight and a lot of things that I have said, but with different wordplay. But a lot of things that I had said, especially about the economy and especially about the plights and struggles of the people and how they're trying to gaslight things on the internet and make us think it's the end of the world. And there's even people posting, oh, I don't know if I can enjoy my summer with everything that's going on in the world. Everything that's going on in the world has been going on in the world since the beginning of time. It just sounds real honorable. Well, I'm with the brown people and I'm canceling my summer vacations and I'm just gonna be locked in on the internet, keep my eyes on my phone and watching out and spreading memes. That's what I'm gonna do. I guess I get it, man. I guess I get it. He says, Mikey, what fucking prosperity? We're all fucking poor. I'm not laughing at you, bro, but that fucking was a That came out of left field way. Okay. I'm over here flowing on the live. I'm trying to flow and and he fucking said we're poor as fuck. Look, listen, wait. I told this to my son and I told this to my nephew when he graduated from high school, man. You don't have to like what you do as far as a career. Obviously, at the end of the day, we have to work. If we don't work, we don't eat, way. Okay. And the goal is to have the money work for you in the end. I told my nephew and my son, look, man, when you get out of high school, uh, you don't have to like what you do. Google top 10 paying jobs in California. If you're in California or whatever state you're in, top 5 paying jobs. You don't gotta like that shit, but you'll like when you get paid. You'll like the money. So, like rest in peace to Miss Lovely Hugh Photography. She was gonna become a lawyer. Vato. She did 12. Rest in peace though. Shout out to Eddie, man. I started following Eddie, the Mr. Hugh Photography. I mean, with all due respect, all due respect. I started following him, and she was gonna become a lawyer, man. She just graduated from college. She was gonna become a lawyer. Look how she turned it around. She didn't say we're poor as fuck. She was gonna become a lawyer. So it's kind of like, what are we gonna do, bro? Eat chips on the couch, talk about it, or you know, put it to where it needs to go. And I'm down for doing videos. They'll get no views, but I'm down for doing videos like that. Shit, I'm down with collaborating with Hector Jesus. You know what I mean? And we'll tell the people what we really need to do. Another podcast too is called True Hustle Podcast. I just started following it. A couple of Chicanos also themselves, and they're all entrepreneurs. I'm like, all these entrepreneurs are now coming up. Shit, we're gonna get our own genre on YouTube. It's gonna be called Chicano Entrepreneur Genre. That way, when they go to the Chicano ones, they'll hear about the gang banging, the calles, the level 4s, and all that. But when they go to the Chicano Entrepreneur category, it's constant advice on what to do and how to level up from your situation, which mine was the gutter. I started with nothing, bro. I started on high control parole. Okay. 3 times a week, 5:30 in the morning, fucking cup in front of my piss test. You talk about gutter, it don't get more gutter than that way. Yes, reminding me of some talks to you and your wife. Yes, I appreciate you, amiga. Miss Chicano Tube has been busy. She's kind of not digging the internet no more, So she's doing her thing, amiga, but I appreciate it. But ella también no tiene pelos en la lengua. She'll shoot shots. Some people can't contain their rage. Don't have to stop living your life, but fight for what you believe in. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. Balance it out. We just got a new wave of just people that are actually causing they're contributing to the problem. What I mean by that is years ago they're posting pictures of their kids at the park all the time and what they're eating and memories, good. And now every single post is causing the raza to get depression, anxiety, leading to very serious things that could affect the communities, and they don't even see it. They think they're doing the right thing. It ain't moving the needle one bit. Like protests don't move the needle one bit. 3-day strike that's coming up. I told the farm workers, okay, strike. I'm not saying don't strike. But I'm thinking as a business owner, 3 days I'm not even going to see a dent in the numbers. It's not even a dent. But anyways. Damn, HCB chemistry. I know business community is going to do the same crowdfunding. HCB. Yeah, again, with money is it's an essential thing, bro, but it ain't anything. I mean, I used to be into cars. Say I had 3 show cars at one point. 3 show cars at one point. Regal, Cutlass, Cadillac. All of them show cars. I sold them all when I came home. Sold them all. I said, I need the feria to bounce back. Plus, to me now, a car is just a box of metal. I ain't taking that shit with me. So I guess because I didn't grow up creído by my mom and dad, that no presumo. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. If I cared about how I looked or if I cared about all this, and then yeah, be spending the money. I'm just going to give the money to my kids, but I'm going to teach them right. That way they don't spend it the wrong way. All right, last comments, man. Last comments. Roman. Daniel Gonzalez, that's right, man. Hook up the homie with some business advice. Absolutely. It just depends what kind of business or what are you going to do? What do you want to do? Because I believe God put a talent in everyone. The parable of the talents, okay, that shows you that everyone has a talent. The parable of the talents in the Bible. But what are you going to do with it? So that means, you don't have to teach a chicken how to cluck. A chicken just clucks naturally. So what is it that you do, bro? You install car stereos, you paint nails, you do hair. Some of them are women or men fields, or however, unisex, whatever you guys want to do. What is it that you do, bro? That's your tool. Now we just have to package the bitch. Now we just got to market that shit. And I wouldn't recommend living off of that if you're just starting it up. So you're going to have to get a 9 to 5, bro. You know what I mean? And get the best 9 to 5 you can get. So it's like sleepless nights, bro. You're grinding in the day, you're hustling at night and on the weekends, and that side hustle is growing, growing, growing till it overtakes the 9 to 5, and then you make the transition over, bro. Everyone got a talent. Everyone got a talent, man. Mental health is real. It is. And so the internet doesn't help. That actually gaslights mental health issues. The internet does. And I believe some of these cabrones that are pulling out pistolas and wanting to shoot federal agents are going to get a realization when they get behind the walls and stare at the wall of what they were really doing, falling into a trap. They want us divided, and the mission is accomplished. Now now that we're not everyone, but I've understood that that's what they want to do. Once we get to that realization, we'll come together, mobilize, and the snatching up people that have been here 20, 30 years will stop. But if not, we'll keep talking about it. Lefty's the only last comment. Lefty's the only one that says has money, and look at that avenue. Yeah, Lefty. I mean, probably has some screws loose in his head, bro. I mean, I don't see any way someone could be normal and they keep doing this, bro. So something's there, bro. Something's there. I don't know what it is, and unfortunately, they don't got the right people around them, bro. So no one's gonna guide him to do. If you got nothing but yes men around you, but don't got someone that has the balls to check you, hey, bro, what you're doing is wrong, bro. Hey, you're treating her wrong, bro. Hey, you're treating that person wrong. Hey, you know what? You're eating shit, man. All that ultra processed fucking garbage, you're going to take about 15 years of your life off the top, bro. If no one is checking you, get in shape, man. Then you don't got real friends. You got yes men. All right, you guys, I'm out. I'm going to see you on Thursday night at 7 o'clock with Raymond. We'll be live with Raymond. We'll talk about a couple things that I talked about tonight. But that Hoodstocks interview was a great one. I got to watch the second half of it. I'm sure I'm going to relate to it just like the first half, you guys. I'm out. The midday fix is done. Ya están arreglados. It's a wrap. Enjoy the rest of your day. But remember what I always say. In the end, all you got is the memories.